These beautiful berries make a lovely tea that is high in vitamin C. Sweet, mild, and delightful. These are rosehips. All parts of the plant are technically edible, but the rose petals and the rose hips are where the flavor is at. This particular variety of rose hips comes from woods rose, or Rosa woodsii, which is a native species to North America. They get gorgeous 5-petaled pink flowers in the summertime, and that is the best time to identify the specific species that you have, is in the summer when you can see the roses blooming. The good news is that you don't need to know the specific species to use the rose hips. As long as you know it is a rose, all roses are edible. Both the delightful, fragrant petals that can be used raw on salads to garnish or turned into jellies or syrups. The rose hips can be used in tea, jellies, and syrups as well, and they're very high in vitamin C. While the rose hips will persist throughout the winter, you want to get at least some identification in before they drop all of their leaves. They have pinnate leaves with multiple serrated leaflets, usually 5 to 9 leaflets per leaf. Using the rose hips themselves can be a little bit fiddly. They are mostly seed, and some rose hips are larger, some are smaller. These are quite tiny, and it's just the outer skin that you eat or use in jellies and teas and what have you. The seeds inside should be removed, and you just use the red skin. Those skins can be dried for later use or boiled right away into teas, syrups, and jellies, and the seeds can be replanted. Identification of the specific species, however, is important before you go planting those seeds all willy-nilly. This particular one, as an example, the rose hips on this native to North America rose look very similar to the rose hips of Rosa multiflora, which is an invasive species that originates from Asia. And I wouldn't want to then plant the seeds from these if that was the species. However, I did see this one blooming in summer, so I have a positive ID on this plant, and I will be spreading the seeds. Be aware, if you harvest from ornamental roses that aren't in your own garden, they may have been sprayed with pesticides or fungicides, so you'll either want to wash them thoroughly or abstain altogether. Rosa woodsii forms dense thickets and is valuable for erosion control and wildlife habitat. It thrives in full sun to partial shade and can tolerate a wide variety of soil types, making it a useful plant for restoration and landscaping. Do you have roses growing near you? Let me know what kind in the comments. And if you're interested in discovering what kind of weird, wonderful, and wild plants can be used that are growing near you, I wrote you a book for that. It is called Eco-Punk Foraging: How to Use Wild Plants for Food, Medicine, and Crafts by Melanie Weird. It is available on Amazon. Cheers.